Hi, welcome back to Budgeting with Ali. Or should I say Budgeting with Alison? I think that's the account name. This is just a second video for this evening because I left a couple of bits out before when I stopped my video. So again, I got the idea from Budget with Kerry, which was to get myself a little budget book so that I know what I'm doing each month, where I'm spending my money as well. It's just a little bit extra work from the binders. It's entirely up to you whether you get something like this. I do actually have another budget book that I bought from Shein, but it's not as sturdy as this one. So on this one you have like all your little stickers where you can put things in to see it's payday and whatnot, and you see who it belongs to. And then you've got like a budget overview, so each month how much your incomes were, how much your expenses were, and how much you have saved over the month. So then there's a little savings goal in there, and then there's a little savings tracker, so if there's anything you're saving for specifically you could put into that one. Again, some more savings trackers. Not really saving for anything at the minute, so probably won't be putting anything in there just yet. Along with that, you've also got like if you've got any little side hustles going. So like for me, probably my crafting, where people will ask me to maybe make things. So I did like the 1K binders and I made them for myself. So I'll just show you. So this is the little 1K binder. So I made these for myself in my lunch breaks. I get 2 half-hour breaks a day when I'm doing a 13-hour shift, so I kind of take a little bit of crafting with me and just enjoy doing a little bit. But when I started to make these, there was a couple of girls at work who was like, oh god, I love that idea, and they asked me to make some for them. So in total I've made 6 for the girls at work. I've also made one for my husband, my son, my daughter. I think my youngest daughter might want one, so I'll be making one for her very shortly, and I also made one for her friends. So these could be little side hustles in a sense, but I don't charge anywhere near what people are charging on Etsy for these. And with them being handmade, and it's quite cheap to make, to be fair. But at the same time, it's more about your time and your energy for these things, because it does take a lot of time just to make them. So I wouldn't really call mine a side hustle because I take so little for them, and all that does is allow me to replenish my stock to keep crafting in that respect. So that could maybe go down as a little side hustle. So then you have got a donation tracker, so if anybody gives you any cash, which if you're lucky enough that would be great, but I'm not that lucky, so I don't get extra cash given to me from anywhere. And then you've got like a little bills payment one where you can just keep an eye on your bills, and another one where you've got debt payment, so you could set your goal of how much debt you've got. If you've got a credit card or a store card or something that you're paying off, you could put yourself a little goal as to when you would like that paid off. So for this one, so I've got like, what have I got there? So I bought a new mattress recently, so this is where my mattress goes and the payments, and that's a little bit my debt. I bought a Ninja fryer for my daughter, so that's another little bit. And then I've just got some like ClearPays, and that's where I order my crafting stuff from. So you can also put in your account details and track your account that way, which I don't think they do enough sheets in these, to be honest. Credit card details, bank details, I keep all mine in my head, so I don't really feel the need to put them on paper just in case. And then you've got a little note section where you can put yourself a note. So then you've got like, so I mean I'm starting August, so if we go to July, I've got payday marked for Monday, which is grand. So I'll not be using, well, I probably will, because that'll be my weekly shopping stuff. So I'll be putting in there what I'm using and when I'm using it. And I'll show you how I'm going to keep track of that as well. So you've also got a little monthly thing where you can put your income, fixed expenses, varied expenses. So if you're like me with I'm with Vodafone for my handsets, and I pay for quite a few of the handsets within the household, so my bill varies. And then I've got my broadband separately as well, so I can pay anywhere from about £120 a month up to 188 that I have looked at it over. The highest bill I've had is 188. So I do need to be looking at that because I am out of contract. So if you're out of contract coming up to the end of your contract, it'll be worth maybe just doing like a SIM only. So I am going to look at that myself. So again, just your little trackers of where your money's going. See, it's quite hard to open this when you're upside down, to be honest. Expenses again. And then we're going to go into August. These are for little savings things. I quite like these little motivational things as well. So in here we're going to have like what we're doing at that point. So for here in particular, I don't know if you can see that where it's there. So we are going to have a different colour for each thing that we're doing. So weekly, if I go shopping, I will put in here which shop I've been to, how much I've spent, and it's just a little thing for me. Again, this is not my idea. I don't claim for any of this to be my idea. I have researched and picked bits of people, in particular probably Budget Carey. She was really good. So on the back of that, you've got somewhere where you can put in your pay date, any other payments you might be getting in. So if you've got child benefit or anything like that going in, that's where you would put that one. And again, you've got like your fixed expenses and your varied expenses. So I think what I did was at the back somewhere. I think it's at the back. Was it at the back? I can't quite remember, to be honest. I put a list of all my direct debits and everything in this book somewhere, and I do say somewhere, so that I knew what I would be spending and what dates my direct debits and everything go out. So I can't quite think where to put it there because it's all very new to me, as I said before. Never like attempted anything like this before in this way. Yes, I do save, but I don't save to this degree of knowing where it is or when it's going or anything like that. Anyways, I've got a list somewhere, which I cannot really put my hands on right now. So I'm doing very well, aren't I? When I don't even know where I've put my list, but it will be somewhere. But yeah, so we're going to be doing that as well. And the other thing I wanted to put in, which I completely forgot about as well, was that even though I've worked my budget out ahead of time, I just kind of wanted to get straight on it and get everything sorted, hence why I juggled some of my cash around to give me my starting amount early. But it won't kick in until Monday. So that's my little budget book. this month, after I've deducted my shopping, my direct debits, my budget binders, I have been left with 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 pounds and 57 pence exactly. Okay, so as you've seen in my last video, we got some of these little game things which are quite cute, and I've had a little look at them while I've been offline there. So we just have to decide which ones we are gonna use to begin with. I'll probably pop them all into the binders. With the odd 57 pence in particular, I might put that into a penny challenge, which I do have put away somewhere. So I might actually just put that straight into my penny challenge jar, so that'll take that out of play. So because these are like 20 pences, 10 pences and whatnot, it might well be quite nice to do that one. So with the play for change, you simply roll in the dice and you save whatever you land on. So you've got a starting point and you've got a bottom point. So then I kind of think you might just have to decide for yourself how much and how long you want to play this one for in particular. Your Rainbows to Riches, it is from £1 to £6. If you save, once you've saved all 3 of each one, you will have saved £63. So then the Roll the Rainbow, it's got different denominations for each colour. So again, once you have marked off all the squares, you will have saved £86. Snakes and Ladders, you roll the dice and move to that number. If you land on a snake head, you move down, and the snake, what does it say? If you land on a snake's head, move down the snake and save that number. If you land on the bottom of a ladder, move up the ladder and save that amount. If you land on a star, save the amount you want, colour in the squares as you go. So again, it's quite a nice little one to do. Then you've got your Keep Rolling. So you have, let me just read this. Roll your 6-sided dice and save what you land on. So I'm assuming that these actually stand for pounds. So 1 is £1, 6 is £6. That's kind of what it looks like to me. Then with your Roll your Rubik's, it is roll the 6-sided coloured dice provided, save the amount that corresponds with the colour you land on, mark them off as you save until completed. So once you've completed that one, you will have saved £50. So what I'll have to do is set up some little pouches for them. So we know that one's going to go into the penny pot. So I think for this one, we could maybe start, I mean, I've got £19 to play with, so where can we go with that one, you know? Let's start with, I think my biggest trouble will be is that there isn't a lot in the way of pound coins and change, so I may have to change some of my denominations at a later time, and work it out so that it's the right amount in each thing. So we'll do the Rubik's Cube one. Let me just find a pen, because we know we're going to be marking off from there. So these are laminated, which is great because it means that you can use that. I've also bought some little square whiteboard rubbers, erasers, so they will come in handy, to say the least. So I think we might do a little bit of the Rubik's Cube one today, and we'll probably do more than one, to be honest. So we'll just see what we get. So green is £2, so that will go to the Rubik's Cube one. So we will mark that green off, and we'll pop that just to there. And what about if we go with keep on rolling? So keep on rolling, we'll use one of those little ones. So that is 3. So we will have to do £3 into there. So I'll figure that out and get some change from somewhere and put 3 in there. So we'll sit that with that for now. And we know we've got £2 there. And we'll leave that there. So I think we might just do a bit of a play for change. So you move 2 spaces, and again that's £2. So we will mark that off. So we've now got £5 spare, so that can go with that because that marked that £2. And then we can do maybe rainbows to riches. So that is 3. We'll mark that off. Maybe have another little go of that one. And a 5. So that's £8 we're saving on that one. And let's see if we can get a 1 or a 2. If not, we'll just have to maybe go elsewhere. So that's a 4. So I can't really save that because I don't have £4 left over to save, do I? No, wait a minute. That was a 3 or 5. £2 there. Wait a minute. So we've got a 3 on the first one and a 5 on the second. So that took it to £8. So we've still got £2 there. And that 2 really would make up the 4 that I rolled before. So yeah, that would be fine. And that is literally my £19.57 gone. So these 2 we will start on another time. So I need to just find my little binders, my extra ones with the pockets. And actually it's a lie because I have got spare ones in here, which I forgot I had. So we will pop my little rainbow to riches into there, and we have £12 going into that one. So that covers that. So the Rubik's Cube one, we've already got the £2 in place for that because we had the £2. I'm not doing very well with these wallets, am I? I'm getting them open, but that's part and parcel, I suppose. Not sure if you can hear that, but my dog has gone absolutely ballistic, so I assume that my husband has left the house because that's what she does when he goes out. So pop that £2 into there. Now for the ones where I don't have the correct change, I'm just going to leave the £5 in there and put both of these together for now, and we will look at changing that denomination. And along with that, I will also look out my little mini penny game where I will put the 57p in, and we'll mark that off. when I find my little extra binder that I'm keeping some stuff in. And that is literally my first month of challenges and setting a budget, and I can only hope that you find this helpful. But like I say, there's a lot of videos out there, so I would have a look at different people if you would like, if it makes it easier for you to understand. So I couldn't quite get my head around a lot of it until I watched Budget with Carey, and she seemed to explain it to me in a much better way than anybody else was, basically. So if you're new to it and you're really thinking, oh my god, where do I start, I would start with Carey's budget page and look at her very first video, because that is how I learned how to get my head around this. And I'm so glad I did come across Carey's video, because she is absolutely amazing at putting it across and letting you know how it works. So that is all for me for now. So I think what I might do is my next video I might do after I've done maybe a couple of weeks of Shortham and see how my Shortham is going, just to update how my budget is working for my shopping, and hopefully I'll be on track and you guys can watch me be on track. Have a good night.